I forgot how I wanted to start, but okay. I mean, like, minasan,
Oh,
mushuku no taku hashimaru yo.
wait. Mushi. No.
That's for after the
Oh, no.
Hello and welcome back to episode 67 of Jobless Weebs. I'm Marco, the Beer Brown Mexican, and with me today,
Brian.
So good to see you, Brian, after you disappeared from the face of the earth
for about a couple weeks. Oh well, I wasn't feeling all 100% there, so I took a little bit of time to get well, get better, recover. So I'm back.
That's good. Yeah, I did work on a video myself, and let me tell you, like, I don't know how to YouTube solo unless I have a set of ingredients and involves making a food video, which most of the time also doesn't end well. But but yeah, I don't know how to YouTube by myself, and the only option is just like dancing like crazy.
Oh sure. Oh no, I totally get you. Hosting is really weird.
Oh boy, but it's good to have you back. After that sickness, how do you feel? How was your week?
Much better. I'm doing really well. I actually have been getting a lot of compliments at where I work, so it's actually going much better than maybe I realized. Even though I don't feel like a lot of time it's where I want to be, or if or I feel like I might not be like doing very well, but yeah, it was a surprise, so I feel a little bit more confident with that. Hopefully I can continue to get better and be where I really want to be eventually.
Right.
But yeah, so far so good. Oh, I also made a personal kind of like portfolio website to share and stuff for my editing and for like what I want to do eventually with writing and stuff. So yeah, I also made that. But yeah, pretty exciting.
Hey,
how have you been?
Doing good. It's work. I've been getting a lot more help from the people who know what I'm supposed to be doing and know. It's still a learning experience. It's great, but I'm always happy for the weekend because I can disconnect my brain from these and don't feel the pressure until it's Monday again.
Monday. So but for now, we'll forget about it. It's Friday.
Yeah. Or if you're watching this video, it's Saturday of Jobless Weebs.
That's right, and thanks for joining us.
All right, and the anime that I wanted to talk about last week.
Last week.
I'm not gonna hold it to you for that long.
Okay.
But last week I wanted to talk about it's an anime movie that came out last year, and it was actually released in the US during the summer. I think it was around July or August.
Oh no way!
But it had
missed it.
Yeah, it had very limited dates.
Really?
It was one of those movies that is like, it's Tuesday, Wednesday, throw the anime movie.
Oh, okay. Then I probably may have missed it anyway. But I had no idea.
I was looking for that one, but it was like, it's a Wednesday and it's only at 7 or 9, and it's like, do you think all the weebs don't have jobs? I mean, I know we're jobless weebs,
right?
But still, like, on a regular day, I need to pay bills.
and that's the thing, like, the ideal is to be a jobless weeb, but that's incredible though.
But leaving that aside, the movie is called The Deer King, and it was a great movie.
It was.
I liked it.
Yeah, it was. I was recommended to watch it by you, of course, and it was a pretty neat watch. And I'm actually surprised I didn't even notice that it was released in theaters. Usually, I like to check every so often on the websites and stuff to see what is currently playing in theaters and stuff for anime specifically. this one is kind of like a supernatural set in kind of like older times for a Japanese setting, and it was really cool to watch.
Actually, one of the directors, Masashi Ando, he was also the director for Spirited Away, a Ghibli movie.
No way! Okay, so we do have some vibes from that in this movie too. And I definitely sensed it.
So yeah, it's definitely like a really good movie that was set in production as to be a knockout, honestly. Yes. And it's one of those movies that it's also I'm a sucker for this kind of genre because it's like father-daughter.
Oh, that aspect.
Kind of like plot. Yep. And I'm just a sucker for those ones because it's like, it's just so cute.
Oh, yeah.
And
because it's just so appealing to have that in this type of story. Absolutely.
Okay, so the movie has a lot of characters, but it mainly has 4 characters. One of them, the main character, Ban. And I think his full title is Ban of the Long Antlers.
Ah, yes. Which is kind of like a clan that he was from.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And we were talking more about that.
Oh, yeah. We will.
The other, it's the girl, his daughter.
Yeah.
Her name's Yuna. And we're going to cover again, like, from the very beginning. Oh, then there's a girl, her name's Sae. And then there's another guy who we're going to cover also what his position is in all of this. And his name is Hosao or Hosaru. Something like that.
Yeah.
And the story begins giving you some history about the political geography of the place. There are mainly kind of like two types of people or 2 countries. One of them, it's the Empire of Seoul, which it's the empire in power, you could say. And the other people who are mostly living now like a vassal state, those are the Aquafas. But the Aquafas used to be a kingdom. And these 2 kingdoms, the Aquafas and the Souls, used to battle each other for territory, or it was just like a power struggle, regular politics.
Same old.
Yeah. And so there came a time when Seoul pretty much beat the crap out of the Aquafasa, and a lot of Aquafasas, they were brought up for slavery and working in salt mines.
Yeah, that's right. And that's where we see Van first working in the salt mines.
Yeah, and he's a huge guy.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah.
He's one of those prisoners that could beat the crap out of you. And
Oh, yeah. Well, actually, that's kind of where you see him first, which I was kind of surprised at. So when we're introduced to the salt mines, we kind of see a few things happening there. And one of the slavers was kind of like doing his thing, like driving them to work harder or whatnot.
Yeah.
One of the slaves, one of the Aquafa people, they were, I think it was like an older character too. They were like struggling with the work, pretty much, and then was about to get beat up, and then Van basically steps in and holds back the guard, or the slaver again, holds him back, and then picks up the other person's pack and walked away with 2 packs on his shoulders. Like, okay, it's like incredible that he could do that after working. Well, I guess all of them worked pretty hard in the salt mine.
He wasn't punished because of that.
Oh, yeah.
Punishment,
which is like, okay,
saved his life.
You know, it kind of did, right? Because he was sent to solitary
confinement. Yeah.
yeah, for doing that, and yeah, that. Oh well, and then it was attacked.
Yeah, and when that happens, there's a group of wolves accompanied with like a heavy mist.
Yeah,
a heavy dark mist.
They were supernatural wolves.
Were they though? I mean,
I don't know.
They were and they weren't at the same time.
Okay.
And I have an argument for this, which I'm going to share at the end.
Okay. The mist though was definitely there.
Yeah, but for now it's like they were kind of like supernatural wolves. They didn't look at least like regular wolves because
they were really big.
Because the freaking mines were pretty much underground of regular round, or they were in a cannon, and freaking wolves were like flying.
Right.
So it's like, okay, yes, they were not exactly your average wolf.
And they were really, really big. And do we even know who like sent them? Or did we see?
We kind
just
of
saw
know.
The wolves, right?
We kind of know later who sent them.
Okay. I'm jumping the gun here.
Yeah, I mean, and the reason is because most of the slaves in there are Aquafas, but there are also some soul slaves. So maybe if they're criminals or whatnot, I don't think they have covered that, but pretty much everyone there is killed.
Yep.
Except for this guy who was in solitary confinement.
Yep.
And the only reason why he can survive and escape was because he saw a wolf carrying a little kid in his mouth, and the kid was already been beaten by the wolf. So he's like, "Oh heck no! You're gonna leave the kid."
Yeah.
The wolf bites him too, and then. He just he doesn't snatch the kid. Kind of like the wolf, gets called, I guess, right? Because he drops he drops the baby, and that guy, he was pretty much left to die,
right?
Until the supernatural stuff happens.
Yep.
Because he makes the wood cell explode.
Yes, that was crazy.
And he's like,
and. It was specifically because of the bite from the wolf.
Yeah.
And it the energy from that goes through his hand into the wood. And that was surprising to me because it was just so out of the blue.
Yeah, so from there he just grabs the kid, and the kid it's turned out that she's a little girl.
Yeah, still alive.
Yeah. Still alive, surprisingly enough, too. They just make their way out of the mine, and the girl starts to call him Papa or Dada. Yep. And he's reluctant because he's like, no, you're just a kid I'm taking care of, and we're out of the mine, so make your way out. And the girl's like, no, I want to be with you, and...
Yeah, and this is really heartwarming. I don't know. It's just choosing this day together. It's that's great. I like this.
And he had an option, because you don't know a lot about his past until a little later.
Yeah.
But later you know that he used to be a commander for one of the Black Ops platoons of the Aquafas, which was the Lone Antlers. And the thing with these guys is that they were not only powerful, their mounts were freaking deers.
Yeah.
And not your average deer. They were like deers on steroids.
Oh, yes. Pretty strong deer. And and Van can ride any deer, or
he knows their behavior, and he can dominate them until they're like, no, you are my mount.
Yep.
And you're gonna shut up because
yes,
because right now those deers, I forgot the name, but these deers are known to be savage, but also really exclusive, and they can fetch a high price.
Yes.
But really, there are literally no one alive, because they don't know about Ban, who can tame these beasts.
Yes.
It's like, yeah, they're strong, they're freaking fast.
Yeah.
But not everyone is able to control those beasts.
Yeah.
But Ban knows how they work, how they behave, what's their diet. So he's like a freaking deer whisperer.
He kind of is, yeah. Like, because I think he first meets that guy who's like trying to drive the deer to, I don't know, like make a profit or something. But yeah, he like helps this guy on controlling the deer, and also the tribe that they go to later. I can't remember, but they're more of the Aquafa people, and yeah, he like helps them too with controlling or helping the deer there, which is pretty cool. I like that.
Yeah, and so once he finds this kind of like trader guy,
Yes, that guy,
he goes to that village, and
yeah,
he just stays there. And we're really not told how many days, but I figure it was a couple of weeks, because
probably they kind of welcomed the two of them into their midst, Van and Yuna, and so they're kind of like adopted into this tribe, and yeah, it's like a good life for them. Yuna has a really fun time just living her life there, getting used to the kids there, and also the deer. She also loves the deer, but she can't really whistle at that point in time, which is also pretty fun. I like that because Van starts working on a deer whistle for her. Like that part. Oh, but then there are some things happening in the background.
Yeah, at the same time in the slave camp where he just escaped from.
Yeah.
Turns out that these wolves are a plague.
Yeah.
For the soul people.
Right. And we see that with a lot of the soul people who were attacked in the mines. Their bodies are covered in splotches.
Yeah.
And it looks like bruises to me, but I'm guessing it's some sort of, I don't know, some sort of like skin discoloration that shows that they were like infected.
Yeah.
Or like sick. I guess,
and the belief right now it's that that was more than a bioweapon. It was a curse that the Aquafas brought to the soul for revenge. It was kind of like their ace of their sleeve, right? And there's this doctor, Hosaru.
Yeah.
He is not with any of those factions. He is from a faction which is pretty much impartial to either side. They're just there as medics. So so they're like, if you're soul, if you're Aquafa, I don't care. I'm just here to cure people, to help them. Which I really admire how they how they show that that faction. Like it was not focused on power, it was focused kind of like on expanding knowledge.
Right. That knowledge of helping medically with this thing.
Yeah, and I thought it was funny because this was a 2021 movie.
Right. And well, of course, we have experienced.
And we were experiencing a pandemic at that time.
Yes.
So it's like
to have this in 2021 is pretty good.
So at the same time, like in the movie, it was being awesome. everyone in the Soul Empire was thinking like, yeah. this is a curse.
Yeah.
And if those wolves bite you, you're cursed, you're gonna die. And I was like, well, that's just freaking rabies. Like rabies and drugs. But and the drug and the doctor was like, I don't think this is like a curse.
Yeah.
It should be an illness. That there's no such thing as supernatural.
Right.
Just because.
Yeah.
Out
and
of the
there
blue.
Should be something that could help cure it, because it is something that can be addressed medically.
Yeah, and that only the soul people can get it. So at the same time,
right. So he knew that there was a difference.
Yeah, he's hesitant about telling them, like, dude, just like use your brain. Or like, this is only affecting you and not the Aquafas. Then there is something.
There is.
It's not because they are blessed.
Yeah.
It's because there is something. Well, I don't know why. I don't know what. But I'm gonna freaking find it because I don't want to help your people. I want to help everyone because
that's serious. Exactly. And his motivation is purely that, because he does want to find out why and make it better. And so that's where this whole tracking down van comes from.
I mean, that was one of the things that I was kind of mad because I mean the person who hired the tracker was an Aquafas.
Oh, I see. Because that's where Sai comes in.
Yeah, and she's like, she's the best tracker, and what he wanted, because everyone thought that the survivor was, or at least that's how the way that I understood. Like everyone thought that the survivor was a soul. And so
really?
I think I was thinking that. And they were like, and if there was a soul that survived
then
the illness, then we should kill him, because that means that he's immune to the illness.
Oh, okay.
And that was like the ace of behind, all the nastiness, because they wanted to get revenge on the souls. They're like, oh yeah, we're a vassal state, but
that's why Sai. Okay, maybe I didn't pick up on that very well, but okay. So I mean, Sai,
there were some conflicting interests.
There were, and that
even though they were allies, she was sent to kill one of his own people.
Yep. She tracked him down, and she wanted to kill him. And Hosaru, the doctor guy, he wanted to have Sai help him find him to like figure out why he survived, kind of a thing, and not let him die. but yeah, they cross paths out in the wild, right? Is that?
It was close to the village.
It was the village. That's right. Because the track started from the mine, because they noticed that one person got out, and Sai figured it out. And then they went to the village. They crossed paths there in Van, of course. He was like, of course, in this village now. He of course doesn't want to die, but they found him over around that area.
Yeah, and then his corner.
Yep. And
also at the same time that his corner, then the village receives a visit from the wolves.
Oh, right.
And the thing is that this village is like an utopia for both type of people. Because there were some Aquafas that got married to some soul, and somehow they were living with their different cultures coexisting. It's the soul had their beliefs, their culture. The Aquafas had their belief, their culture.
Yeah.
But they're friends. They're, marrying each other, getting children together, and
growing up in this village.
Yeah, and when the wolves came, like all the Aquafas were were defending their soul families.
Yes.
Because they were like, no, freaking freaking wolves are gonna kill my family. And
right, those freaking wolves. And this is where the wolves come in and start. Well, they try to attack, but then Yuna also has some sort of reaction or some sort of like power, which was really odd to me. She sends out tendrils of like red energy, tendrils of power that like touches the wolves.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, whoa, what the heck?
Yeah, she has some powers.
Yeah.
And at the same time, just as Yuna, but this time, I don't know how many days have passed, but like Yuna and Ban are already just like your typical father and daughter, just like chilling there in the village, drinking the milk of deer, and also like all those herbs that the deers eat, and they're just there, and he has his powers that he doesn't know what they're for, but sometimes he has used them. And so he's taking advantage in a way of those powers, because these powers are giving him pretty much, it's just like an increased strength, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he holds a freaking boar with his
So it's like super strength, and also something to do with
he has a connection with
nature.
Earth.
Just
with nature.
In general. And that was a cool part. And he can like sense stuff around him just by like touching the ground or something like that. And it's like, it's really weird. It's never really explained from what I saw.
Not really.
Just kind of shown.
It's I guess just one part was explained, or how it worked, or kind of like it was portrayed as like everything is connected.
You
know, kind of like one of those beliefs from like the tree of life, that everything is connected to that tree of life, and every single being is connected, is working with or alongside. There's nothing that the tree of life that the tree of life kind of touched. So it was kind of like something like that. Because he was connected in a way, and he's like, oh no, I gotta rescue my daughter. And when he's like going to chasing like the wolves in his deer in drugs.
Right.
He gets ambushed by Sai. By Sai, and freaking
like,
Sai.
Because Yuna was taken, and Sai just totally tries to. Well, she tries to kill him, but he like totally tries to ignore her. And, keeps walking, and I'm like, okay.
He has an arrow in his back, in his stomach, and he's like, I don't give a crap about you.
Right. It's like Van has a single-minded purpose, and it's to help his daughter. So Dad of the Year. Pretty much.
Which this girl kind of like stops trying to kill him, because he's like, I think, and I don't know if probably I missed that part, or you just like had to infer it. I think she was told that she had to kill Ban because he was a traitor of some sort.
Something like that.
Because she was willing to support, the Aquafas. But probably she was not told the complete story. Because she knew Ban was
from the
same tribe.
From the deer tribe, and she knew kind of that stuff, but I think she was kind of deceived. But at that part, was it Hosoru who finally convinced her to like stop?
Kind of. They made a deal saying
they did make a deal.
They're like, hey, just
deal. It was like a truce.
Just like help him reach his daughter.
Yeah.
Once he reached his daughter, I have his blood, so I can work
to work on
an antidote for this illness.
Yeah.
And well, if you want to kill him, like you can do whatever the heck you want.
Right. Yeah. They did make a truce.
I mean,
for that.
they kind of like postpone it. It's like, yeah, well, let's call it a truce, because this guy, you need this guy either dead or alive, but you need a proof that you kill him.
Yeah.
So you're not gonna get that right now.
Oh, so funny.
And so they make their way, and really their journey was not that long, even in the movie. And I mean, it was kind of long, but it was not really important. And they just highlighted the interactions that made Hosu viewing a new light ban, and also
Sai too.
And Sai also had a change of heart.
Yeah, because they travel, all of them together, and Van continues working on the whistle. Van, but yeah, they do kind of do like a montage of this transpiring.
One of the parts that I like from that movie is the part of the journey when they are in the swamp and they are attacked by Aquafas using how are those things called?
The stilts.
Yeah.
And so it's like the swampy area where there are a lot of trees, and so the Aquafas, there were only like 4 of them.
Yeah, it's a few of them, and they're like attacking them. I was
kind of surprised at.
And Sai was like, "What the heck are you attacking us?"
Yeah,
like,
they're literally on stilts.
We're the same people.
And yeah.
And I love what Van says. Like, some people just I forgot what he said. Like, but he said something like, "Oh yeah, some people just are ignorant," or something related to that. He's like, "Well, yeah, even if we're the same peoples, you know."
Yeah, it's like
not because you are the same with someone or in regards to your culture, that doesn't mean that they cannot be jerks or that you cannot be a good person.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, and yeah, I think that really helped Sai.
Because I think that one of the things that this movie did right was that it's like, there were 2 different communities, and both communities were thought that the other was in the wrong and that they were enemies and that they were supposed to fight.
Right, and that the other side is at fault for being jerks.
Yeah. And then you have the village saying like, we have different cultures, and we don't share the same traditions. Maybe we're still coexisting. That's one of the things that I liked a lot about that movie.
Yeah, it did that. Yeah, it was a really great highlight.
And it was just out there because it wasn't even kind of like part of the movie. I mean,
do you mean like the? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well. Now that I think about it, that was kind of like the driving force of the movie.
It kind of was. It was actually, or at least in my mind, I think it would be a subtle thing, because of course the plot is for Van and Yuna and to figure out these powers. But the driving, I guess more of like the foundation would be that contention.
Yeah, the foundation was the contention between these 2 different tribes or groups of people. Because the wolves were from the Aquafas side.
Yeah.
They were from like this radical. They were from like this radical group of people that were like, no, we have to get back to the souls, and our only way to get back at them is to throw them or magic wolves with magic rabies
to magically infect them.
Yeah,
to make them die.
To magically make them die.
Oh my! Yes. Oh yes. Yeah, that's like the whole thing, because the wolves are the problem that's creating this this infection. That is stemming from this conflict between the 2 peoples.
And the wolves weren't even in the wrong, because pretty much the wolves were being controlled.
Yeah, exactly. By Oh well, yeah. I actually was wondering, was it that guy in the tree?
Yeah, he was that guy in the tree.
Gosh dang
and
it.
he was also controlling Yuna. I think he was like kind of like the materialization
Yuna, huh?
of the hate from the Aquafas towards the soul.
Okay,
Because he was controlling Yuna. Because I mean, she was a kid. She did not know better, and she just wanted her dad. And at the same time, this guy wanted to control Bang because he was, strong, and
right.
And in a way, he was also unstable because, in his past, he had a wife, he had a son, and he lost them in the war. So he was kind of lost. So when Yuna came, he was like, no, she helped me get my crap together.
Oh, yeah.
Because he was like, no, I think it's worth living again. Yeah. And before that, he was like, yeah, no, it
sucks.
He was alive, but not really living. And then Yuna came. So he had again something to fight for. So, because he mentioned like, oh yeah, I heard a voice, and that voice was calming, and I'm scared of that. It is like, oh, holy crap! Because he was that voice of like, no, you should hate those guys because those guys killed your family, killed your people. It's like, holy crap!
That's like dark side stuff. Right there. Okay.
And it's like, okay, you have an argument to hate those people in a way.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, but you know what? I don't give a crap because maybe that guy is a soul, but he didn't do anything to me. He's just here for the same reason that I'm here because someone else is not willing to, fight the battle, and he's like, oh yeah, I'm just sending these people. Because really, that last portion where they reach the Fire Horse village.
Yes. They reach the village, and there they see more of the infected people, and then they're kind of directed to the tree or like the. Did you pick up on whether if it was like holy ground or it was like a shrine?
It was. I thought it was kind of both. It was more of a holy ground.
Yeah.
But more than a holy ground, it had certain properties because the fire horses, and they were just black horses with red.
Oh yes.
With red hair.
Literally freaking horses with red hair.
Which I mean, they look pretty cool to be honest.
Visually stunning.
And it's still like, the fire horses are like cousins of the deers and drugs.
I didn't really understand that.
Me neither, but
it was something.
I can see them being family. Sure, let's go for that.
Oh yeah.
They're like long distance relatives, okay?
Okay, yeah. But yeah, exactly.
And in this kind of like holy ground.
Yeah.
Honestly, I also don't understand what was that guy doing. Because what I thought was like he was a materialization of hate. Because he was old, so it's like, what the heck was he doing there?
Yeah,
that was certainly some supernatural crap.
Oh, it was.
Why would a person would be living there?
Right. And that was the thing that was like really strange. But yes, it must have been some sort of supernatural thing because that guy, the physical manifestation of the Aquafa vengeance, maybe even it like resided in the tree and can send out these tendrils to like control the wolves and the mist and all of that stuff.
And he was the king. I forgot what the name is, but it was not the Deer King, because the Deer King had a different connotation.
Yes, yeah.
But he was a king of sword.
Okay.
Meaning that he had power over the magic wolves.
Yes.
And turns out that Yuna and Ban, both of them somehow had the same chance to become the new ruler of the wolves.
Right.
Which when Ban said like, screw you, you're crazy.
Right.
Then the guy said like, well, screw you, I'm taking your daughter. Because she's easy to manipulate.
Oh,
yes. That part was creepy.
Oh, that was creepy as heck. Because, whoa, yeah, it was so creepy.
Just like the character design of her being, like, that creepy, I was like...
Right.
I got chills. I was like, wow, that's scary. Like
it is so scary.
Yeah, and it was an anime. Probably if it would have been a live action, something like that, I was like...
Oh, no, I would... no. Chills up my spine.
No, oh boy, that was really well done.
It was.
I don't approve it. I didn't like it, but it was really well done.
It was really well done, yeah. Because they make her eyes really, really circular and like really scary and very starey. And yeah. So yeah, it somehow takes over her and starts bringing her to this place, or she... Oh no, that's what it was. He goes up to this tree and he sees her there with this material manifestation.
Let's just call him the hate guy.
The hate guy. yeah. So he sees Yuna with this entity of hate, this hate guy, and so it's like he has to save her now, and I can't remember. Does that guy just get obliterated? I
think he was
goes in there
because that's the part where Ban says like, "No, you're crazy. I'm getting the heck out of here."
Right, that's that part.
And so the tree explodes. Yeah, somehow there's like a huge pillar of light.
Oh,
and everything in there is kind of like ruins now because it's like the aftermath of the explosion. And he's like, okay, I think we're good.
The power just kind of like dissipates from that
while
area.
all of this has happened, the freaking doctor is just like, okay, I got my blood, I gotta be working. You see like all the freaking wolves running and he's still like...
that part I got a little bit better than the mystical, supernatural stuff. Yeah, the doctor, I really liked that part. He was testing on the blood and like trying to figure it out and thinking, and he suddenly realizes it's the freaking milk, the deer milk, that helps with basically an immunity to this infection. So he's like, okay, awesome, I'm gonna do this then. Because remember the goofy guy who's always told to like, don't make that face. He's like, I want to drink that milk or whatnot, and so he drinks it. And so that's when the doctor is like... Yeah,
and that's where when he connects all the dots. He's like, oh the milk from the deers, because the soul
they
prohibited.
Right.
They were forbidden
could not
from drinking that milk, because that was an Aquafa tradition.
That's what it was.
And so it's like, the milk is giving them antibodies, and that milk really comes from the herbs that those deers eat. Those have the properties, the antibodies.
Yeah. And it's the glowy stuff.
Yeah, and I love how he go from the mystical, because like you still don't know what the heck is happening with the wolves.
Yeah.
But at least you don't know that it's not magical like rabies.
Oh, right.
It's just
freaking...
It's just regular rabies.
Oh, yeah. Right.
And it's like,
so funny.
Yeah, and the Aquafas for the longest time have thought that it's a curse, it's magical, it's something an omen that protects them.
Yeah.
But no, it's their freaking diet.
It's literally
and
just
he was
diet,
proved because also some of the Aquafas were infected.
Yeah.
Some Aquafas that were raised in a soul culture.
Yeah.
And so he starts making the connection and kind of like that meme of like...
oh yes, connecting all the dots. Oh yeah.
And he's like, it's not magical. You guys told me I was crazy, but I knew it.
Oh yeah. I thought that was a really cool like way to present how this plot gets resolved. Oh, I just loved that part.
I want to skip the last battle where Yuna is control and they go for the Emperor.
Oh, sure.
Which that part is really cool, but I think it's more worth to watch it rather than to talk about it.
I think so. Yeah, I think so too.
And I just want to skip about the next scene after that.
Oh, sure.
Because that scene is the one that breaks your heart. And so in that scene, it's when this freaking guy, because the hate guy,
yeah,
I think he wanted to take over Yuna's body, but at the same time, Ban also had the option to become the king, and it seems that he had more kind of like willpower to suppress those hate feelings.
Yeah.
Because then there's a portion where he just finds Yuna and he tells like, no, Yuna's coming with this guy, and it's gonna be great. You're gonna have fun because look, I have your whistle.
Oh,
and the girl is like, are you coming too? They're like, oh boy, don't do that to me. Don't do that to me.
I know, right?
And then he just disappears while Sai and the medic are on their way to where the wolves were. And then the doctor just happens to see Ban and the group of wolves just like in a flash.
Yeah, that's right.
And he's like, the heck just happened? Because then it turned again supernatural.
It does. Yeah, it did, because oh my gosh. Yeah, because that's all we see of Van after that. Just goes off. And poor Yuna has to keep whistling her whistle without him around.
Yeah, and I mean,
I think it's just so sad that they had to be separated at the end.
Yeah, I was not expecting that kind of, and I was like, oh no, like they beat hate guy.
Yeah.
And the wolves are gonna end up with them somehow.
Yeah.
They're gonna go to their village, all happy, all great, and it's like, nope.
Right.
Because then we see Yuna with Sai and the merchant guy from the beginning, and it's like they're like a happy family. They're just like chilling in there, traveling. She knows now how to ride the freaking deer, one of the other deers.
Oh yeah.
Then she goes to the top of the mountain and sees this very old deer that was Ban's deer.
Oh yeah.
And she also sees the wolves.
Yep.
I was like,
that was a cool scene at the very end.
That was a great ending.
Yeah.
Because like
that was a cool ending.
Well, yeah, Ban was, I don't think he was there. Probably he became a physical manifestation of something else.
Exactly. Literally the Deer King.
Yeah. That's why he was the Deer King, because now he was like, he had control over deers, and now he had control over the freaking wolves.
Yep.
And
so good.
And he kind of chose to isolate himself with the wolves.
Yeah.
Because the wolves, one way or another, they were carriers of disease.
Yeah.
And I don't think anywhere it was told that the wolves were kind of like a force of good or something.
Oh, I see.
The wolves were
just kind of there, and they're...
Yeah, that was like the panic mode, and it was like,
yes.
They were bringing destruction, and the only reason why the Aquafas were not getting infected were because they were drinking the deer milk.
Oh yes. Literally the antibiotics.
Yeah.
Well,
but I thought that was a great movie.
Yeah, it's very solid. I really like the presentation of it. It's really like visually stunning and really flows really well with everything. I really like it.
Yeah, I mean, there are still a few questions that they were not answered. Kind of like, at least, but that's just because I'm a terrible person sometimes. I wanted some kind of terrible end for the Aquafas that were kind of like The old guy, yeah, the old guy, the ones that were with the soul. You know, the old guy that sent Sai at the beginning.
Oh, them!
Because he was one of the masterminds that were plotting something against the Emperor.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Some party beside me really wanted something really bad.
Oh, I see. To them. Oh, okay. Right. Some sort of justice.
Yeah.
To see with them getting what they deserve. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we kind of did miss that at the end.
Yeah, because I mean, they kind of received something, but they're like, no, I don't think it was enough. It was like, would have like a little more suffering. From
sure. Oh my, yeah, that would have been cool to see. But yeah, it seems like Van got a good ending, and then of course Yuna, it looks like she got nice ending. Of course, they're not like together anymore. It's like a dad and daughter duo.
It was a bittersweet ending.
Yeah, it was bittersweet.
You know, because he had closure, because he was somehow blaming himself for what had happened to his family during the wartime.
Yeah.
But then he met Yuna.
Yeah. Kind of went through that.
Yeah, he kind of like, oh no, oh crap, like I do have feelings. And then Yuna, like, I mean, he pretty much gave a home to Yuna. Even when he was not there, he was like, hey.
Oh, yeah.
These people will be here for you. You're not alone. Yeah. You're like, oh, that's so sweet.
Oh, it was.
So
he kind of created a belonging for her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that too.
Yeah, and so if you have not watched The Deer King, we recommend you to watch it. It's a really great movie. And yeah, this was episode, which one was it again? It's like 67. Yeah.
Yeah, 67. Thanks for watching our episode. Now go watch the movie.
Yeah, and keep watching anime. We'll see you next week.